Broomfield, Colorado might just be one of the best kept secrets in the Denver metro area. Perfectly positioned between Boulder and Denver, this city-suburb hybrid has been drawing in new residents like crazy. But before you pack up and move, here are 5 things you need to know about living in Broomfield. From the good, the great, and the things people don't talk about. Let's start with what makes Broomfield really stand out: its location. You're essentially smack dab between Boulder and Denver, which makes it ideal if you need access to both cities. Whether you're commuting to tech hubs in Boulder or downtown offices in Denver, the drive is usually manageable. Usually, especially compared to farther suburbs on either side of Denver, where you feel quite disconnected from the city. US 36 runs directly through Broomfield, giving you a reliable highway into both metro areas. And if you prefer public transportation, there are several RTD park and ride locations within the suburb itself. It's a kind of suburb where you can hike the Flatirons in the morning before work, hit happy hour in downtown Denver, and still be home by 9. Okay, 10. For hybrid workers or anyone that needs to split their time between these two cities, it's incredibly convenient. Moving on to the next one, here's the truth. Broomfield isn't cheap, but it's not as jaw-droppingly expensive as Boulder either. Home prices are on the rise, especially in newer developments like Anthem, Palisade Park, and Baseline. The average home in Broomfield hovers around $675,000, but that number can vary depending on the neighborhood and the square footage. New construction is popping up, especially in the northeastern side of the city, and with that comes higher price tags. Still, many buyers feel the added cost is worth it, specifically due to Broomfield's overall quality of life, location, and access to amenities. If you're moving from out of state, let's say California or parts of the East Coast, you may actually find Broomfield to be a value play compared to what you've been looking for. If you're a renter, you'll see newer apartment communities and townhomes with amenities like pools, gyms, and mountain views. Of course, just know that like much of the Front Range, prices are on the rise. And at least compare any complexes you find to suburbs nearby. You can find different suburbs around Denver with similar quality properties for varying rent. So, given all other aspects, hunt for the best deal. Now, with all this being said, if you've been considering a move to Broomfield or any other suburb around Denver, reach out to me. I speak with people like you every week who are interested in a move to Colorado and are doing as much research as possible before taking that first step. If this sounds like you, drop a comment below or reach out to me directly. I'd love to answer any questions you have. But for now, let's dive back into Broomfield. Now, moving on specifically to school districts. Broomfield actually straddles a few different districts, including Boulder Valley and Adams 12 5-star, as well as a few others. If looking for a suburb with high-ranking schools is a priority, you'll want to pay attention to specific neighborhoods when you're looking in Broomfield, because there is a spread in the overall rankings of the school districts depending on where you are. Some pockets of Broomfield have access to publicly stated high-ranking elementary through high schools, while others may fall within a less competitive zone. Again, this is all public information. I'll throw a link below where you can do your own research and find out which part of Broomfield might be the best for you. Now, what's consistent though across the city itself is the community. Broomfield has a tight-knit vibe even despite its size. You'll find weekly farmers markets, festivals, neighborhood events, and plenty of local groups to get involved with. Whether you're into hiking, parenting meetups, or even something like running clubs, there's a ton to do here. Another thing to note about Broomfield is that if you are a fan of getting out into nature, Broomfield checks a ton of boxes. The city has over 8,600 acres of open space and more than 350 miles of trails. You can bike from your neighborhood through green belts and parks, probably without ever touching a major road, depending on where you're going. Stanley Lake, Big Dry Creek Trail, and the Broomfield Trail, all local and nearby, offer easy access for weekend adventures, or even just enjoying on an afternoon. In addition to outdoor fun, Broomfield has shopping and entertainment dialed in. Flatiron Crossing Mall is still a major go-to for retail, as well as nearby restaurants that range from quick bites to eat to upscale dining. The city also has top-tier rec centers, a planned town square development, and great sports leagues for both kids and adults. It's absolutely loaded here, and it'll keep you busy for years. Now, here's the wild card though, and that's that Broomfield is still growing fast. This means a ton of new development, and with that, a fair amount of construction. Entire neighborhoods are being built from the ground up. The Baseline project, for example, is set to add a whole new urban center with mixed-use space, innovation campuses, and community hubs. With growth then comes excitement, but also naturally some growing pains. Traffic is increasing, some roads aren't yet equipped to handle this level of traffic and thus have to be scaled up. If you're somebody who's looking to buy in a finished, well-established area, you'll want to look in the older parts of Broomfield. But if you're interested in brand new homes and an emerging neighborhood, the new builds might be perfect. Just keep an eye on the price though. So in all, Broomfield offers a rare mix of location, lifestyle, and long-term potential. But it's not for everyone. Between rising costs, ongoing construction, and school zoning variances, there are things you need to keep in mind before you make the move. Still, if you want a suburb that offers you easy access into both Boulder and Denver, plus a ton of local perks, Broomfield is absolutely worth considering. But if it's too built up for you, check out Erie, Colorado, or even Longmont, Colorado, a bit farther north. Both are established towns, within reason, but are generally a lot smaller than Broomfield. You might like it better. Just keep in mind it's a bit farther away from Denver. This is Life in the Front Range. I'll see you there.